I was looking at a story of Nelson Mandela on television the other day. I think they were celebrating his 90th birthday. 90 years of age. Here is a man who was falsely accused, thrown into prison for well over 18 or 20 years. When he got out, he was forgiven. He did not seek revenge. And here, some 90 years of age, God has given him his just reward. So, he is dove-like. But now as we bring this message to a close, who are we as Christians and what should we do? I want to tell you, my brothers and sisters, sometimes no matter how hard we try, the road gets rocky. No matter how hard we try, the mountains get high. We lose our focus and we become not as serpents, but we become serpents. We try to outwit one another. We try to out-con one another. But God says, I do not want you to be snakes. I want you to be as wise as snakes. Sometimes we become like doves. Instead of acting in love, we get timid and give up when the fight gets going tough. But I want to tell you today that we do that not because we forgot what God's charge is for us, but we forget who we are in the eyes of God. There is a story that is told of a famous actor who once was a guest of honor at a social gathering where he received many accolades for his ability to recite literary works. And there he got many requests to recite things like the Gettysburg Address and to recite poems. And there in the back, toward the end of that service, there was an old preacher who happened to be there and asked the actor to recite the 23rd Psalm. The actor agreed on the condition that the preacher would also recite it. And so the actor stood up and began to recite the 23rd Psalm. And his rendition was beautifully intoned with great dramatic emphasis. His words were correct and his diction was impeccable. And he received a lengthy applause after the reciting. The audience stood up and gave him a standing ovation. And then in the back, the old preacher got up and ambled up to the microphone in his old and weary bones creaking along the way. And there his voice was rough and broken from many years of preaching, and his diction was anything but polished. But after he finished, there was not a dry eye in the house. No, there was no standing ovation. There was no lengthy applause. All there was silence all around the room. When someone turned to the actor and said, "What made the difference here?" the actor replied, "I knew the song, but the preacher knows the shepherd." Do you know the shepherd? Do you know that even when your problems pile up higher than you can see them, that you can still be as wise as serpents? Do you understand that when folk get in your face and are unlovable, that you can still love them and be as harmless as dove? If you do not know this, then there is just one thing I would ask you to remember, and that is the Lord is our shepherd. And if you understand that you know the Lord, you shall not want. Understand that he will allow you to lie down in green pastures, that he will restore dispatched those twin sisters, one called goodness and the other called mercy, to walk with you and talk with you and guide you through the roughest storms of life. Can I get a witness? Somebody here knows that God is ever with us. And if you doubt him for 1 minute, here's what I would like for you to do. Just stop where you are and turn around and look back and see how far God has already brought you. Turn around and look behind you and ask yourself the question, did I get here because I'm so smart? Did I get here because I'm so pretty? Did I get here because I'm so rich? Did I get here because my friends were with me all the way? And if you're honest with yourself, you will be able to say no. Had it not been for the Lord on my side, where would I be? Stand on your feet all over the church. Go to the church or open to you. There are those here